Good morning, Pelham Road. Hope you're having a great day. And if not, I hope it gets better. And if you want to make it even better, then after the video, go over and check out our Instagram page, Instagram at Pelham Road. Lynn does a great job. Lynn Flake manages that for us. Go over and like it, follow us, subscribe, whatever it requires. Do that, and you'll be inspired and encouraged. All right? Well, I try to balance these offerings, these daily offerings, between two really distinct types of curriculum. The first is the type of curriculum you got yesterday, which is we're relating things unrelated to COVID-19, unrelated to a pandemic. You might just say that the offerings like yesterday's, well, they could have been used in 2020 or 2024. They are addressing the types of things that it requires to just act like a Christian. And on the other side of that, the other sort of curriculum that I'm balancing these mornings with is some COVID-19 specific material, which are really about hope and patience, sort of the milk and bread that we need right now to help us get through this quarantine and pandemic. And today, and I don't know, maybe just today only this week, I'm going to move into the sort of quarantine survival material. All right. Damien Echols is one of the West Memphis Three. You can look that up. You can Google the West Memphis Three. When he was 18 years old, he was wrongly convicted of a murder. And there's a documentary about him entitled Paradise Lost. Jason Flom interviewed Damien on April 13th of this year on his Wrongful Conviction podcast. Damien lived on death row for half of his life until his conviction was overturned. Echols said something I found very strange and intriguing. Now, Damien Echols is the man who's been on death row, and this is what he said. The one thing that helped me stay sane was figuring out that I could not live for the future. He continues, what it came down to for me was having to create a life for myself, not making myself insane, constantly wondering, when is this going to be over? Now, I don't know if Damien is called by God, but he's got a little preacher in him, and it just fell out. I mean, Damien is saying, you can't live today, right now, if you're always focused on your execution date. Now, I hear it. I've actually said it, and I know you hear it. When is this pandemic going to be, say it with me, over? When will things return to the way it was? We want to know what that day is. And we think every day in between now and that day is just some sort of wasted time. We're just treading water. That's the wrong way to think about it. Learn from a man who lived on death row. Thinking or worrying about that day is not going to do anything for you good about today. We will not get through this by selling today and buying tomorrow. We will not get through this by setting our minds on the future. It is a waste of energy to long for a tomorrow or a future we have yet to see. What we have is now. What we have is the present. What we have is today. Decide, at least for today, not to ask, when is this going to be over? Decide today not to consume yourself with thinking about a future you cannot predict. And if we can make that tough decision, if we can make that singular decision to not be obsessed today about someday in the future, then you know what we'll be free to do? Enjoy today. Play a board game with the children. Clean out the garage. Paint a landscape. Take an online class. Or go bake a pie, and you never bake a pie. To use today for the pleasure of now, instead of wringing our hands waiting on tomorrow, and thereby missing the present, that's a mistake. Let's use today wisely and let the future take care of itself. Let God take care of that. You just take care of today. Clean out the garage. Go outside with the children. Run through the sprinkler. Play with the grandchildren. Have a great day. See you tomorrow morning.